Hey everybody, this is Daniel and Kelly from FitnessBlender.com, and today is day number 3 of our 5-day fitness challenge for busy people.
So if you're like us and you've been pushing yourselves hard, you're probably sore from the last couple days of workouts.
And not that today is going to really help you out with that
Yeah.
soreness whatsoever. You're still going to be nice and sore, just in new areas.
Yeah. So today we're focusing on cardio and HIIT with abs in the mix. So if you are feeling really sore, we recommend you follow along with either the beginner or intermediate modifications that we're going to be showing. If you aren't sore, particularly in your legs, this is going to be very leg heavy, especially with the HIIT. If you're not sore, go ahead and follow along with the harder version.
Now, since we haven't really focused on core yet in this program, you really want to make sure that you're trying to do the hardest version you can and the cleanest form you can with all of those core exercises.
And the reason why we haven't focused specifically on core is because most of the things we do all engage the core in some way or another. So you're constantly working your core versus specifically working your core, which is actually preferable. Otherwise, you're not going to need any equipment for this, so let's go ahead and get started with that warm-up.
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. Get those feet moving. We're starting off with a torso twist and step. So kind of stepping out to the side, rotate off to the side, almost kind of in a lunging motion or a warrior position, just twisting back and forth, trying to get a little bit of extra range of motion through that torso with every single turn.
So for day 3, I'm going to be doing the easier version, Daniel's going to be doing the harder version. So modify this routine however you need to make it work for you. Listen to your body. And next up we're doing butt kickers.
And switch into it. So again, if you have a relatively sedentary lifestyle, you've been sitting at a desk a lot so far today, you might want to do a little extra warm-up to get yourself into this. Otherwise, if you've actually been moving around quite a bit already, then you should be able to do just a short warm-up to get ready for the HIIT portion.
All right, in about 5 seconds, we're going to switch to a lunge with a pull. So alternating lunges. So step out, and actually it's kind of a standing row. So squeeze back with those arms. Your shoulders are probably going to talk to you a little bit. Your upper back from yesterday's workout.
Yeah, if you're not feeling the sore muscles from this motion, then you should have lifted more weight last time.
Or check your form. So if you're a beginner, just keep your lunges shallow. Do whatever you need to keep your form clean. Next up, we're doing a walk down plus a back bow. So, touch your toes, walk slowly out, pull your all the way down, come up for a back bow, push yourself back up.
Oh, great. Cover with dog here.
The only downside to having a dog.
That's right. One more in there. All right, back up for a squat and front kick. So
tap
down and one kick out in front.
So if you're feeling really sore, you're brand new to this, anything like that, just keep your squat. You don't have to touch the ground all the way. Just go down a little bit and then come back up and kick.
If you want to get the most out of this, always try to push that range of motion as much as you can, as long as it is comfortable. You're able to do it with clean form.
All right, high knee hold. So it's 1, 2, and then double jump on that one leg if you're jumping. Otherwise, just hold it up here and it becomes more of a balance challenge.
So try to get that heart rate up there as best you can. This HIIT portion coming up next is definitely going to get it up there a lot more.
It's going to be fun.
All right, back to a boxer shuffle. We'll be starting into that HIIT portion in just a second. So we're doing 2 exercises, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, in an AABB pattern twice through per group. So we're starting off with a plank jack burpee. So down, his legs coming up, and back up for the harder version.
Or you can either hop your feet out for the easier version or just step them out one at a time. Just do what you need to.
All right, 10-second break. Keep those feet moving. Nice full deep breath. Same thing again.
2, 1.
Try to move nice and quick for the harder version. The wider you go with those legs, the harder it's going to be.
5 seconds left.
All right, back into that jogging place. We're now doing the core portion of this. So Jackknife Crunch is next, so down flat on your back. Full extension of those legs and arms for the hardest version.
Bend at the knees to make it quite a lot easier. Just tap those feet just barely on the ground. Don't let them rest. If you want to make it harder,
open.
tap your feet out further away from your body. Alright, there's one of those down.
So when you're doing these, make sure you're trying to keep that back as flat against the ground as you possibly can. Hardest version again, full extension of those arms and legs. Crunch up towards those toes at the top. Keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath.
2, 1. Alright, back up for those plank jack burpees.
So we're starting this group over again.
2, 1. Here we go.
How you doing over there?
Good. I've got the cozy version today.
It's always a little bit of a fight
Yeah.
before we film these as to who gets to do the easy version.
We have lazy days too, you know. Actually, probably too many of them, maybe.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it.
All right, back to that jogging in place, or box and shuffle.
3, 2, 1. Actually, in our defense, they're not really lazy days so much as just too much work, too much sitting at the computer. It creeps up on you.
That it does. Almost done.
Alright.
Back up to that box or shuffle, or go ahead and get ready for that jackknife crunch on the ground. Flat on your back. Nice full extension of those arms and legs for the hardest version. Keeping that lower back on that mat as best you can. A little crunch up towards those toes. The top.
So, honestly though, the easy version of this is still an awesome workout. You're still hitting multiple muscle groups. You're still using intervals to bump up your metabolism. You're still making a ton of progress. So don't feel like you are getting less done if you're following the easier version. Especially if it feels challenging to you. That's all that matters, is that it feels challenging to you specifically. Alright, group number 2.
All right, moving on to group number 2. We're starting off with a reverse lunge and jump. Again, I'm doing the harder version.
That might help. Our timer stopped on us.
Oops.
Okay, to get a little extra break, we won't tell if you don't. Reverse lunge jumps. Here we go. So you're just alternating back and forth. Add in the leap if you want to, like Daniel. Otherwise, just bring your knee up before you switch feet.
Now I'm doing 2 jumps on each side before I switch. You can do it individually, just 1 and 1 if you want to, whatever is most comfortable for you. Just try to get as high of a jump at the top as you can.
2, 1, here we go.
So again, if you want to do a single leg, that's fine.
Right.
All right.
Next up, we have plank steps.
So down into a push-up position again.
For the easier version, you can stay just on your knees. Just tapping from side to side. Come down, make it a little more hard, a little harder in the core.
Whew. All right, one more of those. We get to start over.
Yay.
All right, start them up. Keep those lungs open, keep those core muscles tight. Nice flat back from shoulder to ankle or ankle to knee, depending on which version you're doing.
So try to keep your front facing down without changing angle just because you're moving your feet around.
All right, back up with those feet moving, starting back over with that reverse lunge and jump.
There you go. So if you need to, remember you can hold on to something for balance, or you can take that knee out altogether if you need to, if it makes you feel too unstable.
Just keep moving again, keep those lungs open. Don't stop moving during those breaks.
2, 1, here we go.
Oops. Remember what I'm doing here. Whew, man, my brain's already not working very well.
It's okay. It's part of the point. Alright, drop down for those plank steps.
Alright. Flat back, nice straight line. Keep those lungs open.
If you're somewhere in between doing it from your knees and your toes and your forearms like that, come up into a tall plank. It makes it just a little bit easier. Kind of stepping stones of difficulty.
Alright, one more. Another option to try to bridge that gap as far as difficulty goes is do it off of an elevated platform as well.
Yeah.
So off of the edge of a bed or countertop even. Keep those lungs open.
So this one, oh sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna say you should feel it in your legs, your lower back, your core, and your obliques along your sides there.
All right.
Alright.
Back up, get those feet moving. It's time for a little bit of a water break. So if you need a little extra time, go ahead and hit pause. We'll be right back to start into the next section. All right, keep those feet moving if they're not already. We're gonna be jumping back into it again. Same format, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. First one is a round of applause. So again, we've got the harder version.
Stick with me for the low impact version. Just go as low as you can down on the squat, and then stretch up over your head. You can always add in elements of the harder one if you start to feel comfortable. So just come up, lift your feet off the ground if you want to.
All right, back to that boxer shuffle. Those feet moving again. Like I said, never stop moving on that break. Should be an active recovery. Keep those lungs open.
Come on, here we go, round 2.
These are always deceptively difficult. And thank you, Kelly, so very much for picking this one out for us.
You're welcome.
Woo. All right, got back bow crossovers next, so flat down in your stomach, arms and legs out extended. Going from the left with both arms and legs over across to the right. Exhale as you lift up, inhale you drop down. Try to keep everything contracted constantly. For the harder version, keep those arms and legs hovering. Whew. I'm just gonna stay right here. That's good. I'm good. All right.
1, here we go.
Try to use those obliques to pull yourself, left to right as far as you possibly can.
5 seconds left.
Yeah.
Also deceptively difficult.
Yes. All right. Feet moving again. We're doing that same group over again.
Okay, here we go. You don't want to do an extra?
Yeah, trying to get out any extra bit of work I can. That's right. That's the winner's attitude.
An ounce more effort is absolutely necessary.
That's what I'd always yell at my clients for doing, and now I'm sitting here doing it.
I know, they would give you such a hard time.
They would.
3, 2, 1. Then again, a lot of people, like, we would train, we do these brutal boot camps, and people would be like, it's under 10 seconds, that's close enough to 0.
Yeah.
We're done. Make it down to the back bow, up and over. Sure, you guys can relate to the limited space problem. Alright, one more of those and we're down with this group, and then just one more group after that. 2, 1, here we go. Make sure you're not holding your breath.
I was just about to say that. Try to get as much range of motion out of those arms and legs as you can. Nice straight line through that body. Whew. Ouch. All right, back up, get those feet moving. We're moving on to group number 2 for this one. And we got good old star jumps to start out with. Yay.
Right,
so
here.
hardest version is me again. Nice big explosion at the top. Squatting down nice and low. Down at the bottom.
So this is kind of the intermediate version. If you want it even easier, just come here for a squat and tap your foot to the side. Especially if you have trouble with balance, it's a lot easier.
All right, get those feet moving.
5 seconds. Here we go.
And if I'm not making a whole lot of noise anymore, just ignore me over here. I'm getting too tired to talk.
It's better that way anyway. We like you better when you're quiet.
I know you do.
Just kidding. Alright.
All right, get those feet moving. On to our core exercise next, which is going to be a crossover crunch. Or sorry, a crisscross crunch.
You can kick me?
No, I'm good.
I'm sure I won't make fun of you.
So get those feet moving. This isn't a bicycle crunch, you just move those legs in and out, not in a circular pattern. For the hardest version, don't let those shoulders drop, and make sure that knee doesn't come in past that hip joint.
Alright. 1 down, 3 to go.
All right, hands behind your head,
1.
elbows back out of your field of vision, crunch it forward and across. You should not be pulling your head with your hands. Your hands should just be touching, not pulling.
Right.
All right, back up. Got another round of those star jumps and those crisscross crunches.
3, 2, 1, here we go. We have just a couple minutes between us and the cool down. This is the best part.
Just focus and get that motion done. If you're getting tired, just keep that form as clean as you can.
Right.
No matter which version you're doing, hardest version or easiest version, it should be difficult for you to be doing this. That form should be starting to slide. So just keep focused on it and keep pushing through it. Whew.
Good job, Daniel.
Whew, almost done. Oh. Keep those feet moving. Onto that core exercise. Down flat on your back.
There we go.
Remember, hardest version, don't pull that knee in past your hip joint.
2, 1.
Oh. One more round of these. Don't give up quite yet. Nice big full deep breath.
There we go.
And start up. Keep those lungs open. Don't hold your breath. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
All right.
Now, for the cool down.
All right, get back up. Get those feet moving, nice and slow. Bringing that heart rate down slowly. You don't want to just stop. You want to take your time, keep that blood pumping around your system. Just try to get all that waste product out of those cells, that muscle tissue.
All right, you want to go for a quad stretch first?
All right.
So hold on to something if you need to for balance. Otherwise, you should feel this through the front of your thigh here.
Pull that heel to your butt as close as is comfortable. Pull that knee back behind you as far as you can. You should be feeling the front of your thigh, front of your hip.
Go ahead and switch.
Same thing on the other side. Heel to butt, pull that knee back. Torso perfectly straight up and down. No leaning forward.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And
That's
over
good.
quick. I like that. I like these 30-minute routines too. This is usually how we work out at home.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead and clasp your hands behind your back and reach for your toes so you get a nice stretch to the backs of your thighs this time, as well as your upper back and shoulders.
You can start with a slight bent knee and then straighten those legs out more as you get more limber. But just try to keep a constant amount of tension.
Go for hip flexor. So step forward with one leg and then kind of lean back so you get a nice core stretch.
You're stretching that leg behind you. So again, you should feel it in the front of that hip. I like how Kelly always picks stretches that still require a pretty decent amount of strength to do. Why not burn some calories while you're stretching?
Kind of switch sides. It still feels good.
It does. And actually it's doing these stretches that actually require some effort. They're called active stretches, which basically means you're using your muscle tissue to do it, which actually is a great way of doing stretches because it burns extra calories, number one, but also builds strength and control over that motion.
All right, let's go ahead and drop down. We'll go from downward dog to a cobra here real quick. Can't leave the downward dog out of a cool down. I just love that. It feels so good. After a hard workout.
I think you like them because I can't do them very well.
Alright, now sink down. We're going to stretch out that core that we just worked.
Only go up as far as you can control. Those hips should still be on the ground.
Alright, let's go for a deep glute stretch. So you're laying flat on your back. Hold one leg over the other. And then pull behind that thigh to bring it in so you feel a nice stretch over the leg that is folded over the other one.
So you should be feeling it in that glute muscle down into that hip joint of the leg that's crossed over top, not the one you're holding on to. Nice full deep breaths. Try to get as much oxygen back into your system as you can.
Alright, go ahead and switch sides.
Constant tension on that leg. So if you feel it start to loosen up, just pull a little bit more in, get a little bit more tension back.
All right, now take one leg, fold it over the other side. So you get a nice stretch to that torso.
Run out of room. Try to keep that shoulder down against the ground. You don't want it pulling up forward along with that rotation. You want to try to push it in the opposite direction of that knee.
All right. And switch sides.
Again, still trying to get that shoulder back down to the ground. Leaning the opposite direction to those shoulders as you are from those hips. Should be feeling this quite a bit through your torso, through that lower back, maybe a little to the outside of your torso, maybe a little bit into that glute, the outside of that glute.
Alright, let's finish up with a good full body stretch. So, arms and legs in different directions. And just kind of inch back and forth. Stretch on this side. Pulling your feet and your arms like you're trying to get them as far apart as possible. And then switch and do it on the other side. Just rotate back and forth.
All right. I think that was good. All right, guys. That is the end of this workout for today. Just like everything else, you're probably going to feel a little bit sore again tomorrow, especially through those core muscles if you haven't really focused on them a lot yet. So make sure you do a little bit of extra stretching on your own. Tons and tons of water, as we always say. Make sure you're eating really nice and clean.
Otherwise, good job, guys. This workout is complete.
See you tomorrow.